How's it going, everybody? Thank you very much. I always appreciate you. Welcome to my sixth classic horror movie review of October 2025. The best night of the year is almost upon us, the night of Halloween. I got my pumpkins ready to carve, candy bowl aside, stack of movies to watch, like this one right here that came out in 1987, the third from one of the great horror franchises of the 1980s. I am talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. This movie is where the series really hit its stride. This was directed by Chuck Russell, who also directed the 1988 remake of The Blob, one of the great remakes of the 1980s. Also directed 1994's The Mask, starring Jim Carrey. Also directed Eraser, one of the last great Arnold Schwarzenegger action flicks. With the previous movie, 1985's A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, they changed up the formula quite a bit by taking Freddy out of the dream world and into the real world, which was a departure from what they had set up in the first movie. And so, although I do enjoy that second movie because there are things to like about it, the cast and the story, the makeup with Freddy, how dark they go with Freddy, but ultimately I do think it was a mistake to stray from the formula. And so with this third film, the filmmakers brought back Wes Craven to kind of right the ship and co-write this one. Also, you have our original final girl from the first movie, Heather Langenkamp, coming back to play Nancy Thompson. You also have John Saxon, and you also have new additions like Patricia Arquette. You have a young Lawrence Fishburne. The story in this one takes place at a psychiatric hospital known as Weston Hills, where a group of teenagers are suffering from bad dreams and begin to drop like flies one by one because there's always that one doctor, that one adult that's saying, you guys got to go to bed, you need your sleep. Once you get some sleep, you'll all be all right. But the kids know that something is wrong. People are dying in their sleep. And so Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp's character from the first movie, is the only one that knows what's up. She has been there and done that. She took Freddy down before. This sequel does all the right things that a good sequel needs to do. It opens up the world a bit more. We get a bit more lore. At the same time, the movie also pushes things forward by passing the baton to a new cast of characters, our dream warriors in the psychiatric hospital that slowly come to realize that when they fall asleep, each of them has something special, some kind of ability that they can do. As a group, the Dream Warriors themselves are all very well cast. I think all the actors do a good job. It's fun to watch them working together as a team to try to take down Freddy Krueger. As I mentioned before, you got Patricia Arquette. She plays the role of Christian. You also have Jennifer Rubin from 1988's Bad Dreams. She plays the role of Taryn. You also have Ken Sagos as Kincaid. You also have Ira Hayden as the character of Will. He calls himself the Wizard Master. You also have Bradley Gregg, who also pops up in Fire in the Sky. In this movie, he plays Philip. And you also have the character of Joey. You have a couple of fun cameos in there from a couple of celebrities that are now considered like old-timey celebrities, like Zsa Zsa Gabor, Green Acres, if you're not familiar, and also Dick Cavett. If you're not familiar, the Dick Cavett Show, you can look it up. You also have a great music score in this from Angelo Badalamenti, who did the music from Twin Peaks. I enjoyed Christopher Young's music from the second film, but I do prefer the theme that was done by Charles Bernstein in the classic first film because to keep that going in the sequels feels right and it makes it feel like a more authentic A Nightmare on Elm Street experience. And so I'm glad that Angelo Badalamenti kept the Charles Bernstein theme but just kind of added to it. Inventive and creative dream sequences and kill scenes, classic Freddy with the Freddy one-liners. Again, the humor is just spot on with this one but doesn't go overboard and still menacing, still very creepy. And once again, you got great makeup effects from Kevin Yeager, who also went on to work on Chucky in the Child's Play movies. Now, even movies that I love or movies that I cherish sometimes have things that I would like to change or just don't really care for. And with this movie, in this case, it's the character of Dr. Neil Gordon, played by Greg Wasson, who is an actor that I do think is a good actor. I liked him in Brian De Palma's Body Double. He was good in that film. But in this movie, I feel like this actor is miscast because in the movie, he is kind of a love interest to the Nancy Thompson character. And when I'm watching this part of the movie, when they're in their scenes together, I just don't buy it. I don't buy that she likes him. It feels completely wrong, their little romance. And that's the one part of the movie that I would kind of do away with because it feels very forced. I mean, to be honest, it's not much of a romance anyways. They don't really take it all that far, but I feel like why even kind of hint at it if you're not going to take it far or even go anywhere with it. And so for me, that's kind of one of the minuses in the plot itself. If you love your gore, you're going to get it in this one. It is a Freddy Krueger movie after all, and so the gore is there. It doesn't go overboard like movies would later on into the 2000s with the torture porn. You know, this was like fun horror, fun gore, not overly done, looking completely realistic to the point where it makes you sick. If you're a fan of horror, if you're into slasher movies, if you're into 1980s horror, check this out. It's a classic from 1987, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. I give it 3 stars. This is a movie you can find on streaming. You can expect one more of these classic horror movie reviews coming out on the day of Halloween on that afternoon. Until then, thank you all very much for watching this classic movie review. I always appreciate it. If you're into this kind of thing, if you're into classics, if you're into movies, and if you like what you see, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications on more reviews coming out from me very soon. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for your support and your views. It's always appreciated. Please don't forget to comment, share, like. It always helps. And I'll see you on the next one. Everybody have a safe, happy Halloween. Take care of each other. Peace out. Bye-bye.